Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
I just met this girl named Buffy. I'm Pike.
Pike isn't a name, it's a fish.
I liked her even though she seemed kind of flaky. But as it turns out...
You have been chosen, Buffy.
To do what?
To stop the vampires.
Does Elvis talk to you?
And things started getting weird around here.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I'm saving your butt.
That is a bad guy. Can we go, please? Stab him in the heart!
Kristy Swanson.
I am so sure.
Donald Sutherland. Paul Reubens. With Rutger Hauer and Luke Perry.
Buffy, you're not like other girls.
Yes, I am.
Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
I didn't even break a nail.
Wow. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, that might be my favorite trailer for any movie we've done this season.
I was just about to say, none of the trailers make me want to watch any of the movies.
Oh, really? Dude, that trailer didn't make you want to watch that movie?
No.
I like that it's like the romantic comedy Luke Perry voiceover with the Toad the Wet Sprocket song talking about she's not like other girls. And then it's like she's doing the Buffy dialogue.
Yeah.
Does Elvis talk to you?
Right. We'll really get into this, but I swear I thought this was complete. Like the last time I saw this, I didn't remember it being like it is.
All right. Movie Life Crisis Season 2, Episode 23, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
2-3 in the house. That's awesome, man. 23? Can you believe it?
I cannot believe we've put out like freaking 35 hours of content, by the way, at this point in time, for completely free, by the way, for people who are mad about stupid jokes we're making. We're out here churning out content for $0.
Cranking
Give us
it
a
out.
break.
Cranking it out. Yeah, dude, 23. I can't believe that's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot. And this is our third straight week recording, and we have one more straight week coming up. So usually we do every other week, and this is the third week in a row. We're both like, man, doing this shit every week is hard.
Yeah. All these different podcasts where they're like dropping like 3 episodes a week. I don't know how they do it.
If it's just a regular podcast and you don't have any other job and it's just, you just talk to people, cool, no problem. But yeah, what we're doing, this is way harder than every other week.
Yeah, but my thing is even if I was just talking to people, I want to do like research and I want to have all the information so I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, but if your only job is podcasting and you got 3 episodes a week and you're going to interview 2 people in those 3 episodes, like you'd have time for that.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't have time with the school and the kids.
And my kid's first birthday party was this past weekend. My parents were in town. It was awesome, but I had no time to work on stuff, which is why Candyman got slapped together and rushed out the factory on Friday afternoon and probably will fall apart before the warranty is out.
That, you know what, though? That was fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Not so much watching it, but doing the thing with Sean, that was fun.
I enjoyed our horror correspondent, Sean.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm totally down to bring on correspondents for genres of movies that one of us doesn't want to do. Like, if we get into a big musical year, we may bring on a musical correspondent. I don't know.
Do we not want to do musicals?
No, I do want to do musicals, but there may be some that that one of us doesn't care about.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Like, I was researching for this movie because Luke Perry's in it. Luke Perry does 8 Seconds in 1994, which is a movie that I really liked. I had on VHS. And I think also on DVD, but it made no money. You may not want to talk about a rodeo movie. I might have to bring in a rodeo correspondent.
There's a rodeo correspondent?
I'm sure I can find someone who knows more about rodeos than you do.
Everybody always says, this isn't my first rodeo. But even in the second rodeo, I don't think that's enough rodeos to really know what's going on. So I don't know. But I tell you, I want to keep doing this because it's fun.
Absolutely with you there. So Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, not the TV show, the movie that came out 5 years before the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show, both were written and created by Joss Whedon. This was the original incarnation of that property. This movie starring Kristy Swanson, starring Luke Perry, starring Donald Sutherland, and a whole bunch of other people that we will eventually get into. In any case, we're Movie Life Crisis. I'm JT. With me is Jeff. Jeff is going to give us a synopsis. Hit us.
A flighty teenage girl, Buffy Summers, learns that she is her generation's destined battler of vampires. A slayer, if you will. Which kind of sets it up, but not really.
So you can just come and tell me I'm a member of the Hairy Mole Club, and then you can throw knives at my head?
I don't like how she got the mole removed. I didn't remember that being a thing.
I remembered most of this. I had this on VHS, and I saw it. I watched it a lot. I thought it was really funny as a kid, and I can already tell you that it's going to get a big nostalgia bump for me because I recognize as an adult it's not like a fine piece of filmmaking, but I just really like it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I may be the only one because this thing grossed $16 million.
Yeah, no, I know that feeling you're thinking about. We call it the Captain Ron syndrome. That still didn't stop you from giving it a 1.5.
I didn't have any nostalgia for Captain Ron because even as a kid, I was like, "That's not funny, boss. That's silly. That's dumb."
Yet we laughed at this movie. Carry on. No, let's keep going.
I laughed at this movie a lot. So yeah, $7 million budget, $16 million gross. Made its money back. Something, by the way, Captain Ron did not do.
No, it didn't. I didn't find any awards.
No video game tie-ins. It didn't have a direct sequel, although I think Joss Whedon considered the start of the Buffy TV series a sequel to this. Apparently, he wrote the pilot episode of the TV series as a sequel to his original script, but because they changed his script a lot, the two didn't really kind of tie together.
Yeah.
But technically the TV series was a sequel to this, at least as far as Joss Whedon is concerned.
I straight up never seen the TV show, so I don't know how much it follows this. I remember it was
well, she's still named Buffy, that's for sure.
Speaking of universe, and again, maybe I should already know this or I should have looked it up, but I just thought about this. Are there other shows that are spinoffs of this? Like, were there other shows set in this universe? Like,
yeah, Angel, the show Angel was a spinoff of Buffy, and I think it had maybe 4 or 5 seasons as well. And I actually really liked. I thought the character of Buffy, the like ditzy, spoiled Valley girl who ends up being the chosen one, the Slayer, was a really interesting take on the standard vampire mythology. Right. And I also thought Angel, the vampire who's been alive for thousands of years but who's decided to grow a conscience, is a really interesting. I thought Angel was a really interesting character. I thought Buffy was a really interesting character.
Yeah, I kept reading Angel pop up in there, and I remember that being a TV show, but I never watched it, so I was like, I have no idea what that's all about. I figured it was in the same.
Yeah, it is. I liked Angel, I think, even more than Buffy, although both of them are very good. It's kind of hard. It's hard to go back and watch that stuff knowing what we now know about Joss Whedon, which sucks because that stuff's really good, and I used to watch it a lot.
Well, I guess we'll talk about that. I don't know about Joss Whedon either. But I want to know, is it, when you say it's really good, is it really good like the movie's really good, or really good like it's really good?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think the TV series, because Joss Whedon was the showrunner, is much higher rated by critics and by audiences alike than this movie was.
Yeah.
Like, I've rewatched the series Buffy and Angel in the last, 5 years. Yeah. It's still really good. Nice. This movie I freaking love, but I gave it the hook and the cadence nostalgia bump because I loved it when I was a kid.
Right. The other spinoffs I had, there was some music from the TV show, because it was from 99 through 2008. But It's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the album. Radio Sunnydale. I don't know what that is. Is Sunnydale where they're from?
Yeah, they did some musical episodes of Buffy the TV show, so I'm wondering if some of that is like cast recordings of those musical episodes.
Nice.
Which I always skip on a rewatch. I don't want to watch a musical episode of a TV show.
Oh, wait, here you go. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Once More with Feeling, the 2002 soundtrack to Buffy the musical episode of the same name.
Yeah.
Cool. The whole time the music was playing, I was like, I don't know that there could be a more 90s soundtrack. It was like CNC Music Factory and REM and Toad the Wet Sprocket. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was picking up some of those songs that they were putting down. I liked it.
I liked some of the soundtrack too. Like, again, another Toad the Wet Sprocket appearance with a song that I liked. I think we're up to 3 Toad the Wet Sprocket songs now that I know, which is pretty cool.
They have 3 songs, and I know one of them, and I don't like any of them. No, they're fine. They're really great. Sorry, Toad.
I only know 3 REM songs, and guess what? I don't like 2 of them. I'm not cool.
Play it like it does on the album. No tricks.
Do you remember when and where you first saw this?
I do, actually. I don't know that we watched the whole thing, but I remember. You remember when everybody was at Will Bankston's house in Baton Rouge, We would always go over there and they'd have like just stuff playing on the TV. Sometimes it was football games or whatever when you walked in, but sometimes, remember that one time where it was like 6 months straight of Friday Night Lights was just on an endless repeat? Was it Friday Night Lights? Yeah, that's the one. Was that, what's the one with a 10? I give it a 10.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Varsity Blues on an endless repeat.
Let's go after that title, man.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that movie all the way through in one sitting, but I've seen the whole thing just from walking into their house.
Well, when we get to season 1999, we will definitely be watching Varsity Blues.
No, I can't wait. Actually, I probably could because I think I've seen the whole thing. Anyway, so Kyle and those guys were playing it. I'm 99% sure that's the first time I had sat like and watched the whole thing. When was that? That was late 90s, early 2000s.
That would have been late 90s, early 2000s.
Right. So at this point, I mean, I guess I should have already seen it. By that point, you had worn out your VHS tape, pausing it when she's in her sports bra, and so you can watch it in your bedroom. But I'm saying, like, I had never seen it up to that point. And I don't even know that I saw the whole thing. But I remember them, like, chuckling at stuff. And I remember, like, yeah, this is funny, but not really. Like, I thought it was supposed to be more of a horror movie than it was a comedy. I don't know that I went in with the right mindset. And then I watched it again a few days ago, and I don't think I had the right mindset again because I was like, ooh, it's Halloween. I'm going to be scared. And I was like, is that freaking Pee-wee? What are we doing here?
Well, it's listed as a comedy / horror, which is an interesting place to be as a movie.
Yeah, it totally is. And I don't know if those are in order of appearance or order of which one's more, but I think it was definitely scarier than it was funny. But I know you don't agree.
The weird thing is, as we know from Candyman and Bram Stoker's Dracula, I don't like scary movies, and I don't think this is at all scary. I think I really liked it when it came out, I'm 12.
Right.
And I just thought it had that snappy Joss Whedon dialogue that I really enjoyed. And the vampires were all kind of cartoony, and even Rutger Hauer, the like chief vampire Lothos, he's like, he's got a freaking cape and he's got spats on his shoes and he plays a violin. I was like, I'm not scared of that guy.
Right. No, and that's the thing. You say it's a comedy horror and it's not really scary, and I say I agree, and also I didn't find it that funny. I wanted to laugh. I was like, come on, say something funny. I was like waiting for it. I don't know.
All right, that's awesome. I don't remember the first time I saw this, but I very clearly remember the VHS that we owned, because I even can tell you what part of the VHS cover my dad wrote in his block print Spangler on.
Just in case you bring it to somebody else's house, you can bring it home, right?
I don't know why he felt the need to label everything, but I do distinctly remember he would loan out stuff to people, and I'd be like, we'll never see that again. Like, I'll never get Men in Black 2 back. You loaned it out to Byron from the basketball team. It's gone forever now.
Gone forever. Yeah. Do you remember how my apartment was set up? How I had that wall that looked like Homer's spice rack that I stacked all the DVDs on? Well, people from the apartment complex would be like, dude, can I borrow this? I would be like, yeah, sure. And I didn't tell them this, but I had a program on my computer where I could pull up the name of it and pull up I could type their name in, and it would tell me who had what. So then I would just go, hey, Steve, you have Men in Black 2. I need that back. And he would go, oh, yeah, dude, I forgot about that. Let me get that for you.
Yeah, you have overdue fees of $2.50. How do you want to take care of that?
Right.
No, I remember that because you told me, because I was in Montana at that time. You're like, oh, I have a program where I track what stuff I have, and then if I loan it to someone, I can type in that person's name, and you gave it to me, and I did the same thing.
But the problem was I had a little over 700 DVDs, so I had to like manually type all that in. It would drive me insane.
All right. How many chimney dogs you got?
So it was pretty good. It's only the second time I've seen it. I just feel like I have to preface it by saying that I enjoyed it. I don't know when I'll watch it again, and I gave it 5 chimneys.
All right. You're at 5 out of 10. I would have put this in the 7 range, but because we don't allow 7s, I gave it nostalgia bump, like Hook and like Cadence, and I go 8.
Oh my goodness gracious! 8.
I don't think it's an 8 out of 10 movie. I just think I enjoyed it an 8 out of 10 worth.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, and I enjoyed it a 5 out of 10's worth.
But I mean, the things that it's got going for it, it's 86 minutes.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's short and sweet. It's got a bunch of really snappy dialogue, a lot of which is unbelievably dated 30 years later. But still, at the time, was people in movies didn't talk like that. Kind of like Kevin Smith. If you watch it now, you're like, these guys are total idiots. But when the movies came out, you're like, oh my God, no one talks like this in movies.
Right.
The cast is incredible. Like this movie basically is Mean Girls with vampires, which to me is a hell of an elevator pitch for a movie.
Yeah. Mean Girls is way later than this, yes?
Mean Girls is way later than this.
Oh, yeah.
And Mean Girls is way better than this, but it really is Valley Girls who are very superficial. Also, there's vampires.
And also, in addition to, there's vampires.
But anyway, let's get into the best, because it's not like I'm overflowing with best. There's just parts of this movie that I think are really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you go first there. Best?
My first best scene is the most obvious.
The training
pick.
montage.
The training montage. Yeah.
I knew you were going to pick it.
Of all the montages that I love, the training montage will always be my first love. And this one's got a great training montage. She's in the ballroom of a giant hotel where her
Where
watcher,
were they? Did they ever say?
They actually were in. They didn't say, but I read that the location actually was the ballroom of a giant hotel in Los Angeles,
nice.
An old 1900s hotel.
Right. Nice.
Where Donald Sutherland is training her. Donald Sutherland is the watcher who trains the Slayer. He found her very late in life because she removed the mole, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, she's doing cartwheels and backflips, and she's jump kicking stuff. She's wearing a sports bra the whole time. She's throwing stakes at things.
With the emphasis on wearing a sports bra the whole time.
Yeah.
It's what got me through that part. I also put the training montage, and I also love a nice montage. It was pretty good. I saw the stunt double a couple of times, behind a column when she would spin past, and I was like, oh, you could have just done another take. Did she hurt herself flipping? Those kind of things were bothering me, but when she was swinging and hitting the stick with the rope on it, whatever that's supposed to do, she was backhanding it. I like that part. And the one where she ran and kicked it and then turned around and it hit her in the back.
Yeah.
And then she did the spin kick on the old mattress that looked like a Civil War bandage and threw the freaking spike through the guy's knee. Yeah, it was a good montage. I liked it.
It's a great montage. And dude, you definitely can see the stunt double. There's a couple things I will say. Number one, first time director. Number two, $7 million budget. And number three, it actually was Kristy Swanson a surprising amount of the time.
Yeah, she did do a lot of
a lot
things.
of the spin kicking stuff and punching and jumping was definitely her. The only thing that wasn't, I think, the acrobatics.
Right, the flips and stuff weren't her, but everything else was. Yeah.
Shout out to her, because she was in freaking awesome shape for this movie and was doing a bunch of the stunts.
I don't want to shout her out now, but
I don't now, but for
old Kristy Swanson. Yeah, 92 Kristy Swanson. What's your second scene?
My second scene is when she's in the principal's office. Principal Milton from Office Space.
Yeah.
Stephen Root.
Stephen Root.
Set the building on fire. I love Stephen Root. And he's the principal of the high school in this movie. And he's talking to Buffy about, he's noticed that she's not concentrating on school. And he's been around, he's tried some drugs. He was on mushrooms, and he's telling her a story about when he was on mushrooms, and she's just eyeballing this fly that's zipping around his office. And she just grabs a push pin, puts it in her mouth, and then blowguns it and pins the fly to the bulletin board.
How did she do that? Did they train in the hotel for that?
I think when you're the Slayer, you also have special powers. That's why she was able to kick the shit out of adult men and also vampires.
Right.
So I think that's one of the special. That was supposed to illustrate that, now that she's awakened her Slayer powers, she's not just regular Buffy Summers cheerleader. She's actually pretty badass.
She's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, dude, I put the Stephen Root quote as one of my quotes. When he was just he's like, there's nothing to be afraid of. I did a lot too. I did some acid in the 60s. I was at a Doobie Brothers concert. I could see the music flowing into me. I was like, maybe I'm a toaster. We're all molecules. Oh man, he was way good, and I think they didn't use him enough.
I really enjoy Stephen Root. They had so much. They had so many people in this cast that they couldn't possibly use all of them. And I actually thought he had a pretty good role, although I wouldn't have been upset if he'd had a lot more to do.
Yeah.
But what's your second scene?
I don't have a second scene. I put the training montage, and that was the only one that I could really come up with.
All right.
Because I enjoyed the quote from the principal's office, but then when she killed the fake fly, I was out.
I loved that when I was younger, because I remember it was clearly meant to demonstrate that not only is she practicing kicking, she's actually developing abilities that humans shouldn't have as the Slayer.
Right.
My third scene is the dance, the end of the movie, the final act, really. But as she goes to the senior dance and she's decided she's going to stop slaying and be a normal teenager. And she goes to the dance, and then the vampires come, and then Luke Perry shows up with a backpack full of wooden stakes that he carved out of broomsticks. And that's the whole end of the movie.
And the little brush, the little, looked like to get freaking ice off your windshield type of brush, but it was made of wood, so he made it a stake. Does it have to be wood? Did they talk about that? I know we talked about that in Dracula.
Well, you said in Bram Stoker's Dracula that it's supposed to be the wood of the cross, and this was just the wood of the broomstick, but it seemed like it worked. And he also used the wood of the guitar and the wood of some other stuff, like the brush.
It didn't look like she was really stabbing hard enough. I went down a little deep dive to find out where the heart actually is in the chest and how hard you would have to stab somebody to get, like, unless you make it past the ribs, like between the ribs, it's really hard to get in there.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be real thin and it'd have to go between the ribs, because to drive a piece of wood through somebody's ribs, I would imagine you'd have to stab them really hard.
Yeah.
But the dance I liked. It had a bunch of great lines. There was a bunch of good fight scenes. It was the whole end of the movie. The vampires all show up for the final showdown, and Buffy's going, "It's okay, just calm down. They can't come in unless you invite them." And frickin' Kimberly, who's played by Hilary Swank, goes, "I already invited them." And then she goes, "What? They're seniors."
They're all seniors. Yeah.
It's freaking so. And then, dude, Kristy Swanson's going to go fight all the vampires alone. And Luke Perry goes, "Buffy!" And she turns around and he throws him her leather jacket. And she's like, "Okay, cool. I guess this is what I needed to take on 30 vampires is a leather jacket over my ball gown."
No, leather jacket.
Why they wear the same size leather jacket, I don't know.
Yeah, this is the thing. Her and Luke Perry, same size. Second, the leather jacket is all you need because they're only coming at her one at a time. They all just stand there and make vampire faces while they're fighting the other people.
Yeah, they did not have effective group fighting tactics because they definitely just stood there watching one vampire at a time get their ass kicked by Kristy Swanson.
I know, and I don't know if I'm just spoiled by Jackie Chan fighting scenes, but the whole time I was like, what is he waiting for? Just go in there. He can sweep the leg, Johnny. Like friggin' Donald Sutherland swept the leg. Let's do it.
Oh, man, if Jackie Chan had choreographed this movie, that would have really been some next level stuff.
Maybe they'll do it for the new one that's coming out. Or I think it got canceled already.
I feel pretty sure they're not doing the new one. But anyway, that's my third scene.
Nice. Well, in that scene, there was a part that I wrote down in my notes where Paul Reubens, who is Pee Wee Herman, where he dies. And he dies the most redonkulous way ever. His death even continues into the credits scene.
Dude, his death continues into the post credits. It's so freaking over the top. And I don't know. I don't understand how they allowed that. But
probably because he started doing it and everybody was cracking up. Yeah. It was really funny.
Dude, it was like freaking Family Guy where Peter falls down the sidewalk and he hurts his leg and he's ah!
And they just they just let it keep going.
For like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how that's how Pee Wee Herman dies at the end of this movie. And it's so stupid and it's so funny.
Yeah, it was good. I like that part. Should have put that down as a scene.
All right, you should go back after the fact and add in Pee Wee Herman's death scene because it is funny.
Pee Wee Herman's death scene. Adding it right now.
All right, let's do quotes. I have 5. How many do you have?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I already told you 1, and I have 3, and I wasn't even happy about those.
All right, some of them are stupid and just throwaway lines that I want to recognize. Because the whole thing is Joss Whedon's stupid early 90s dialogue. It literally is like Kevin Smith. It's just people writing dialogue in movies that you wouldn't normally hear in movies, and everyone is delighted by it. And I was when I was a kid. And even now, you can tell. We've watched 91 and 92 movies for 2 years now, and people in the movies we're watching don't talk like the people in this movie.
Right.
Not saying that it's better the way that the dialogue was in this movie, but it's just noticeable how different the way the dialogue goes.
But you're not talking about just their Valley Girl accent and their weird slang.
No, I'm saying the actual words they're saying, the interactions.
Yeah. It's definitely weird. And
some of the stuff I have is so stupid. At one of the mean girl Buffy's friends just goes take a chill lozenge.
That's never been a thing. Was that a thing? I remember
it was definitely not a thing. But it's just instead of writing take a chill pill, which is what everyone said at that point in time, he says take a chill lozenge, and I was like, that's That's interesting. I'm going to write that down. Not that I think it's great or that I'm going to repeat that to people.
Right. No, and I, the whole time I was like, damn, did I miss that? I remember take a chill pill, but I don't remember lozenge. And I wonder if
I think that's just his spin on that. But then like Buffy's parents, who are really rich people who ignore her.
Yeah.
Her mom literally says as they're leaving, "Kiss noise."
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's. I have to, on some level, recognize that that's brilliant writing because he shows that parent is so disconnected that they don't even air kiss. They literally say the words "kiss noise" as they're leaving.
Oh, man. Two things. Jake says the word chef's kiss, but never holds his fingers to his mouth when he says it, which drives me insane. The second thing for me is I don't know what your definition of brilliant is, but no, that was totally funny. I caught kiss noise also. It's in my notes, but it didn't make my top 3 favorite quotes.
It didn't make mine either, but I'm saying,
yeah, that type of stuff.
As a
is what
writer,
I'm talking about.
this like Joss Whedon is no one at this point in time. This is the first thing he's ever sold.
Right.
I just think that's a hard thing to do. Is just through a piece of dialogue that no one has ever said before, or maybe since, immediately illustrate how disconnected this girl's parents are.
Right.
By just instead of them air kissing as they're on the way out, which anyone could do, I could write that. The mom instead goes, "All right, we're leaving, kiss noise." I was like, that's brilliant. It really is. Not that it's hard to put the word kiss and noise together, but it kind of is in that context to prove that, to like show that about those characters.
How awesome would it be if it was she was supposed to actually make a kiss noise, but read it like Ron Burgundy and just said like, "Kiss noise." And it turns out
that would be awesome too.
It was all that
Shout
lady.
out to her. Side note, by the way, Buffy's house had 2 microwaves, one on top of the other. Did you see that?
I actually did see that. And you know
that
what?
was some seriously like rich 90s people stuff. I've never seen 2 microwaves identical, one on top of the other.
Right. So at first I was like, maybe they do different things, but that's not how microwaves work. Because, like you have 2 ovens. So like I have one that's like super skinny on the top. It's just like a tiny little thing to make pizzas in really fast.
Right.
And then the one on the bottom's your regular oven. But like, I don't think that's how microwaves work. So I don't know. Was one just lower so the little kids could reach it?
I think they were so rich that they needed 2 microwaves in case 2 people want to make 2 different microwave things at the same time. I don't get it.
Let me ask you this. Do you think they're Jewish? Summers?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think she's Jewish either. But there's a lot of really Orthodox Jews that have completely, like, the kitchen is split right down the middle. They have 2 separate kitchens because certain rules and to make your meals, you can't have dairy and beef in the same meal or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I also know some Orthodox Jewish people who have like a separate like toaster oven for only like there's. I wish I could remember the rules right off the top of my head. I'm not going to try because I'll get them wrong. But there are certain times of the week or certain times of the Jewish church calendar, liturgical calendar. I don't think either church or liturgical counts for Jewish people, but the Jewish faith calendar, times of the year where you can't cook certain things at certain times.
Right. Yeah,
I feel like I butchered that pretty badly, even though I tried to make it very simple.
No, that you got it, and that's what I was thinking. Buffy Summers doesn't sound like she doesn't strike me as a Jewish person, but I thought maybe that's why they would have 2 microwaves.
It's possible. I just think that they're supposed to show that they're really rich. They also had her boyfriend was eating at her house, eating a bag of Doritos Light.
Doritos Light. I wrote that down. Then I looked it up. I thought it was those Doritos that when you eat it, it's got that certain thing in it that gives you anal leakage.
Olestra?
Yeah. Like when you accidentally eat a bag of those and then sneeze, you have to go change your socks. And the back of your legs look like you went to a self-tanning bed. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had Doritos Light.
I definitely have not, but I was like, I've had a lot of Doritos in my time.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Doritos Light ever being a thing.
I don't know how you make them lighter. Also, while we're talking about their house, they had flowers everywhere. There was fake flowers. There was like the flowers in a vase that were not real. There was flowers like in a frame on a wall. They had flowers like literally everywhere. Their floral patterns on their wallpaper, floral curtains. I mean, I know that's a 90s thing, but like it was super gaudy. Heavy
duty floral stuff. But that's a lot of discussion around just the line "kiss noise" from Buffy's mom. But I thought that it's not a quote that I will be saying, but I think it's noteworthy as a piece of dialogue.
Right. No, I'm with you. I see what you're saying.
The quote from this movie that I still use all the time, in fact, I used it when we talked about Robin Hood last year when Christian Slater was in the movie, is all I want to do is graduate, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
Yes. So then she would be Buffy the Vampire Slater?
Yeah,
No?
Buffy the Vampire Slater. It's a great name.
Christian Slater's still alive.
Yeah.
That could still happen.
Unlike Luke Perry, gone too soon, rest in peace.
I like Luke Perry. Aziz, light!
I do too.
All right, so my first quote was when she's talking to Pee Wee Herman Vampire. And he's like, we're immortal, Buffy. We can do anything. And she goes, oh, yeah? Clap. Because he had lost his left arm and he only had one hand. I don't know why. I was like, all right, I'll give it up for that joke. I like that joke. That's crap. I liked it. So I put that one down.
I have that one as well. I also liked it because Pee Wee Herman, Paul Reubens, is the sidekick to Rutger Hauer's main vampire, Lothos, and he's like he attacks Luke Perry, and Luke Perry's in this freaking Scooby-Doo mystery van.
Yeah.
And he jams his arm through the top, and Luke Perry slams into a tree, and he goes flying off of it, and he loses his arm. And then they run into him like 4 more times, and Luke Perry, even though he's just a regular person, he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So like Paul Reubens is like threatening him like face to face, and he's like, back off, Lefty. Don't you remember what happened last time you tangled with me? And I was like, dude, you should be careful. That guy's a vampire.
Yeah, he's super strong. What's wrong with him? Yeah, I liked when he interacted with Rutger Hauer. Is that his name?
Yeah, Rutger Hauer.
When he wanted to go to the dance, Rutger Hauer is the main vampire. What was his name? Lothos. And he wanted to go, so he's like, lay out my suit. And all I could think of was, you lay out my formal shorts. The boy, sir.
The boy, sir.
Yeah. As soon as he was just very Smithers-like and just did whatever he was told.
I also liked how Rutger Hauer was yelling at him about something, and he's like, I'm going to go lay down. And he grabbed a cat, and he's like, I'm going to have a little snack.
Yeah.
This is the second movie from 1992 that Paul Reubens has been in where he was on screen when someone either ate a cat or talked about eating a cat.
Talking about eating a cat. Yeah, that's weird. Makes you think he wrote those lines in. Hey, can we add this? I want to talk about eating a cat.
I had that quote as well. The, oh yeah, clap, because he didn't have a left arm.
Right.
That's a good line. The other one I had was Donald Sutherland, the Watcher, was very frustrated with Buffy because she wanted to go to cheerleading practice. She didn't really want to be the Slayer. She liked shopping, and he keeps being reborn and training new Slayers. He's been doing it for thousands of years, and so he kept comparing Buffy to all the other Slayers. And he finally said, "None of the other girls ever gave me this much trouble." And Buffy goes, "Oh yeah, where are they now?" Which I think is a good line.
Yeah, it's a good line. Something about the way her delivery was really like I thought she did the right amount of hamming it up. All of her joke, like you just said, a joke from her, and like just all of her jokes didn't land perfect for me.
Yeah,
but I could tell. One of them was from my next quote is from Andy, who is he's Andrew Lowry is who plays that. He's from School Ties that we just did.
Yep.
And he was like, I don't know, man. They had this look in their eyes, like totally cold, like animal. I think they were young Republicans. And I was like, that's the weirdest way to say that. That's one of those lines where you're like, people aren't talking like that in movies. That's one of those.
Yeah,
lines
that's what I'm saying. There was a million little throwaway things. So like, there's not a bunch of dialogue in this movie that's like from A League of Their Own, where there's 10 quotes that I will say forever. But I could have written down 25 lines from this movie that I thought were at least interesting that were not typical. Like that's a great one.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the way he delivered that line, and I actually exhaled really strongly out of my nose when he said it.
Dude, by the way, 3 actors from School Ties in this movie.
Yeah, I know. That's weird.
I know. That's kind of awesome, though.
I didn't know that was a thing until I started to recognize them, and I was like, whoa.
All right. I plowed through all my quotes because I agreed with you on one of them, so what's your next one?
My last one, it's during the end part where they're doing a news story over the credits, and they're interviewing people outside of the dance. and they interview Stephen Root, and he's like just babbling on about all kinds of stuff. And then at the end, he's like, "Yeah, I saw a lot of action in Nam. Well, I mean, I saw Platoon. I thought that was wicked funny too. That dude cracks me up, man.
Dude, he also cracked me up after the fight in the gym. He was walking through, and every body that was on the ground with a stake through his heart, he's like, detention, detention. And he was throwing detention slips at the vampires on the ground. Detention, detention, detention.
Yeah, he was like throwing 2. Ah, man. Yeah, that guy's funny. That's what I'm saying. It feels like they could have used him a lot.
Dude, I feel like they did use him a lot. He was really good.
Yeah, he did it. He did. He was good enough comic relief for me because I was missing some of that through the rest of the lives.
He was like the 8th male lead in this movie. He had a lot of screen time. I liked it.
Yeah, that's my last quote.
Characters. Kristy Swanson's my first one. Everything you were saying, I agree. I thought I don't think Kristy Swanson is like an all-time leading woman, but she has a pretty nice early 90s run as a leading lady. And I thought she's good in this. She's, like you said, she's like the right amount of sarcasm, and like she's snarky and she's hamming it up a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
Dude, she's like funny. She's wicked hot. She's in incredible shape for this movie.
Yeah.
Like she's all jacked up. Her arms are all jacked up. I believed that she was spin kicking the shit out of vampires.
Yeah, I think she was. I think you're right. Like with the stunt double doing the flips, but she was definitely spin kicking because they were close tight on her face while her foot was coming up and whacking people.
Like she does Hot Shots in 1991, which is obviously the Top Gun satire parody, whatever, with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
She does this in 92. She does The Program in 93. She does The Chase again with Charlie Sheen in 94.
Dude, I used to love that movie.
Yeah, same. Those are all movies that I liked when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do all of those on the podcast, except we didn't do Hot Shots. But we'll probably do the Program next year, and we'll probably do The Chase in 94. And then she kind of tails off a little bit, and she's like has a smaller part in like Big Daddy in the late 90s, but kind of tapers off after that. Now she's doing like OAN direct-to-video stuff.
She's got it going on back in the 90s. She's doing the thing.
And I don't know why she, after having like really like 4 leading roles in movies, none of them were huge movies, but they all did okay. I mean, they were kind of
made money.
You know,
Yeah.
They were kind of like the lower middle class movies that people used to make, where it's like you'd spend $6 million and you'd make like 25. Like no one makes movies like that anymore, but they used to make them. And why couldn't you keep doing that? I don't know. I don't know why she couldn't keep doing that.
I wonder if they do make those movies now, but they're movies that go like straight to Netflix, or like those are the type of movies that are like on Hallmark Channel and stuff like that.
Well, I think that is where those movies go. But for whatever reason, I don't know. They seem like they're harder to locate. I guess maybe if something came out at Town and Country and there's only 2 screens, maybe if it was only out for 2 weeks, I would maybe still see it. And if it comes out on freaking Peacock, I don't know that it's there.
Right. There's so many different services. Like, how do you know? Like, how do you even find out what movies you want to see?
We're watching a bunch of shows and we're between seasons. If I want to know when the new season's coming out, I literally go and Google the show, like Righteous Gemstones. When's the new season of Righteous Gemstones come out? When's the new season of Hacks come out? When's the new season of The Boys come out? Because I don't, they're all on different sites. I don't know how else to keep up with that.
Right. I don't know if there is another way to find that out.
Yeah, I don't think there is either, because like we have so many, and like if it's a movie, I don't even, like if it's on Netflix and it's like, hey, it's got Ryan Gosling and it's got The Rock and it's got Sandra Bullock. It's like, oh, cool, I might throw that on. But there's so much stuff that comes out that I go, oh, that might be fun, and then I never watch it.
Right. It's drinking from a fire hose, man. Open up really Netflix and it's so much stuff. Like, how do you even, like, it's hard for me to read through. And that's one of like 7 major streaming sites. Right.
And they're all producing original content. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to keep up with that.
And it does seem hard to find.
I pulled up Netflix a couple nights ago just because I was bored and everyone was asleep. And I was like, let me just scroll through. I don't ever scroll. I'll just scroll. And I go, oh, dude, 1-hour documentary on the rise and fall of the And One mixtape tour. I'm like, I'm watching that.
Right.
I didn't even know that existed. And I was freaking fascinated and so happy to be watching that whole thing. And I was like, oh my God, I remember that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess if I knew how to get people to find the movies that are being made, Netflix and places like that would pay me millions of dollars to make sure they saw it, but
they totally would. But anyway, Kristy Swanson's on my list. I thought she was really good in this.
Agreed.
She is shown herself to not be a great real life person in the last couple years, but she's very good in this movie and in some of the other movies we'll do in the early 90s. And shout out to her.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing with Fambalaya. What's his name?
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, I liked him in the 90s. He was awesome. I like him less now, but it's...
Yeah, whatever.
Can you separate those? I was wondering about that.
I can separate it easier for stuff 30 years. Like if Kristy Swanson puts out a new movie, I don't think I'm going to be in a rush to see it. But if it's stuff that she did 30 years ago, I'll still watch it.
Right. Fine. That's me too. Like you can listen to old Kanye, right?
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise is a pretty reprehensible human being who's the figurehead for a really dangerous cult.
Right.
But I went and saw Top Gun Maverick. It was awesome, and I told people they should go see it too. So I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I'm not a good person. I'm not sure. I don't want to give him money, but there's only so many people making movies.
Right. I just I can separate it. So I was wondering if you could separate it.
I mean, generally, I'd believe very strongly that I should vote with my dollar because I think it's the only vote that counts.
Right.
But sometimes I just run out of gas on taking a principled stand, and I just want to watch people blow stuff up.
Right. Dude, I'm with you. Good call.
Who's your first character? Do you have Kristy Swanson as well?
Kristy Swanson was my first one. I thought she did a
who's
great
your
job.
next?
Luke Perry. Luke Perry's my next one. Pour some out for my dead homie. Can't believe he had a stroke and died. But I thought he did a really good job. He, again, I had a younger sister, so there was always these shows like 90210 and stuff like that. Not that Jen watched too much of that, but like those were always like, oh, who's this guy with the sideburns and the thing that we're supposed to assume that he's a high school kid, even though he's 25 or whatever. I've always liked him even in stuff like that. Friggin' Fifth Element in the beginning, I loved him. Even though he had a tiny little part, I totally, every time I'm getting Jake to hold the flashlight for me while I'm doing something and he friggin' fades away and it goes away, I just yell, Aziz, light! And I think about Luke Perry. So I put him in there.
He was good. He did a good job. It's weird, man. I was reading his Wikipedia page and I was like, he did 5 seasons of 90210, took a couple years off, did like 4 more seasons.
Right.
He didn't do, this is one of his biggest movie roles. This and 8 Seconds. Neither of those movies made any money.
Yeah.
He's good. I like him.
Yeah.
Like he's really authentic and believable as an actor. There's something about him that's very watchable. He seems like a nice guy who's easy to get along with. Like I kind of don't understand why he didn't do more stuff.
He's freaking good looking. Like all the ladies like it.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
I mean, I know like if you're an actor, you probably go, I would freaking chop off my left leg if I could have Luke Perry's career. But I'm just saying, like, it seems like he should have been even bigger than he was.
Right. Yeah. The only movie that I saw that other than this one, Fifth Element and 8 Seconds, the only other one. There's only 2 that I recognize. One was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he had a tiny little role.
Yeah.
And there was like a straight-to-video Sandlot sequel that he was in. Those were the only ones.
I saw that too.
Yeah, that's the only ones I recognized. Everything else looked like, for lack of a better term, Sharknado-style movies.
Yeah, it was all like it was all like Sharknado type stuff, or like bit parts, like played a rapist on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah,
where it's like,
oh, glad we still have that.
We got that locked and loaded, ready to go. Yeah, he didn't make my list, but he was really good in this movie. I just ran out of spots for him.
Yeah. No, I just I liked him.
My next one is Paul Rubin. They never said his name in the movie. His name's Amelin. He's the sidekick vampire to Rutger Hauer's Lothos, who's like 1,200 years old.
Right.
I just thought he was really funny. I mean, he's like hamming it up like nobody's business. It's like freaking Thanksgiving, big giant honey baked hamming it up. But he made me laugh.
So, what did you watch Pee-wee growing up?
A little bit. I don't have like really strong memories of it.
Yeah, I totally watched Pee-wee growing up with Larry Fishburne back in the day.
Yeah.
I like Pee-wee. I like Pee-wee's movies. I liked him in this. This was like, I don't know. Do you know when they recorded this? Like when they filmed it?
We probably can find that out. They shot the whole movie in 5 weeks because that was the amount of time Luke Perry had on his 90210 hiatus. So
nice. Yeah.
We could find out whenever the 90210 hiatus was in 92 because that's when they shot the movie.
Yeah. The only reason I was wondering is because early July of 91, like a year before this movie came out, was when he got busted in the movie theater for clearing the snorkel or polishing the cue stick or whatever you want to call it.
I think that might be why. I think even as a kid, I don't know that he was like, I don't know if his name was on the box. I don't know that I ever knew that he was in this movie
like
until much later.
Right. Yeah.
Like maybe they thought he was going to be a bigger name, and then when they cast him, and then it's like, oh, maybe we'll just put a big giant goatee on him so that no one knows that's who that is.
Yeah, so they can't tell it's him. Yeah, dude, I didn't put him down, but I really like Pee-wee.
Well, dude, he was in Batman Returns earlier this year, so clearly the whatever masturbating in a theater charge did not do much for his movie career. He did 2 movies this year.
Yeah, and he had a pretty big career before this. All those Pee-wee movies are.
All right, who's your last character?
Last character is Stephen Root.
Yeah, same. Dude, he's really good. He's Milton from Office Space, which is an iconic character that I still quote all the time. He's on news radio. He does voices on King of the Hill. He's in Barry. I really like that guy, and he was delightful in this. He's the judge in Idiocracy, and he's on the battle ball team. Not battle ball. What's it called? Dodgeball team on Dodgeball. And he plays a fantastic. I don't know how he falls into these parts, and you almost forget it's him. Like, he's really good. He killed it on Milton. We're gonna go ahead and have to ask you to move your desk back just a little more, dude. He killed it, and I liked him in this. He had one of the quotes that I had. 2 of the quotes I had were him. I liked it. I always think of Stephen Root as like a kind of like lumpy, middle-aged, like comic relief character actor, like not a leading man, but just a guy you can put in who's just going to be hilarious. Right. I always think of him, and the other one I always think of is Richard Kind. Richard Kind is fantastic. He's in a show I'm watching now. Dude, and they're just both such home run hitters that if they're in something, I just know they're going to crack me up because they always do. Dude, and one of my favorite did you ever see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Yeah. Like, he's the guy that's they record for in that tiny little radio station out in the middle of a cotton field. The blind guy with the clipboard, and he's like, ooh, that's some mighty fine picking and a singing. Now you come in here and you sign your name right here. He's like, well, we all could write all except for a company, a guitarist. And dude, and he like plays a blind guy. He's killing it, dude. He's so good. And I had no idea that he was 70 until I started looking up stuff about him. And Richard Kind, his voice is so good that anytime he says anything, it makes me laugh. But Stephen Root doesn't have that going for him. But Stephen Root, like you said, man, he just gets into these weird characters and you don't even know that it's him really. Like Milton from Office Space or Gordon from Dodgeball. And he's just so funny. Friggin'. And he's in Barry. Dude, he's good. I like him. Yeah. That's my last character. All right, cool. He's my last also. So let's go on to some kind of bonus stuff for writer and directors. I got Joss Whedon. He's the guy who comes up with Buffy, the Valley Girl, the mean girl who's going to be this chosen slayer who's going to fight vampires. This is the first script he ever sells. They go to make the movie. He really hated it. Like, they hired him as a consultant and he quit midway through because he was so mad at Donald Sutherland. Because Donald Sutherland, who plays the Watcher who's training the Slayer, he liked to improv. He liked to ad-lib. And the director was a first-time director and she would let him do it. And Joss Whedon was just losing it because he's messing everything up. Right. No one's going to understand what's going on because Merrick has important dialogue to convey about how the movie is going to go. Like, he conveys important plot points, and Donald Sutherland was just out there freestyling, and Joss Whedon did not like it at all. And so he ended up quitting. And then he's like, and still is like, we'll talk bad about Donald Sutherland if is asked. So he says, hell with y'all, I'm out of here. 5 years later, once he has the juice, he decides to crank this thing back up again as a TV series, which is much more commercially successful. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people like the TV show more than this for sure. Yeah, pretty much. I may be the only person who likes the movie on a level with the TV show, even though I freely admit the TV show's better. I really wanted to like it more than I did. Sorry, I didn't. It does not hurt my feelings or anyone else's feelings. I don't think that you like this a medium amount, and I liked it a lot. I saw it when I was a kid. I saw it a bunch. The other stuff Joss Whedon did I like a lot more, though. Joss Whedon has done some stuff that I think is really phenomenal, like Serenity, Firefly, and Serenity both I think are fantastic. Yeah, those are both good. I spent like 10 years wishing they would make more of that, although, again, I think Joss Whedon now is problematic enough that he's going to have a hard time getting stuff made. Right. Like, Joss Whedon did punch-up work on Toy Story 2, which I think is one of the funniest movies in the history of my life. Right. It's pretty funny. Like, both Buffy and Angel, the TV shows, are really good. So, I mean, he wrote the Avengers movie, which is fantastic. Like, he's done a bunch of great stuff. Ultron.
did Justice League after they asked him to come in there.
A lot of the stuff that's come out in the last couple of years about Joss Whedon is about he's always been like hailed as a leading creator who is a like hardcore feminist because he creates these female heroes and he empowers them, and it was like the thing that he was known for. And then there's been all this stuff in the last, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 years, where female actors that he's worked with have been like, actually, he treated me terribly. He yelled at me and he told me I should get an abortion when I was pregnant, and he like, whatever. So now there's a whole like avalanche of stuff like that where it's like maybe he actually is pretty bad as a person, even though he was touted as being this like leading feminist Hollywood person. Yeah. And that sucks because he's really talented and he made a lot of stuff that I really liked.
Right. Maybe he'll come back and maybe he can apologize or be gone long enough for us to forget.
The other thing that I had is that this cast is bonkers. It's so deep. I kept like every 2 minutes I'd be like, oh my God, there's that person. Like, dude, Donald Sutherland, Luke Perry, Paul Reubens, Hilary Swank in her first movie role. Yeah. Randall Batinkoff, who's the freaking tall guy from School Ties. Yeah. David Arquette, Kristy Swanson, Rutger Hauer, Tom Jane, an uncredited Ben Affleck, and an uncredited Seth Green.
Seth Green, yeah. Andrew Lowry, we already talked about him. Who else did I have? Hang on. I listed
Stephen
them all.
Root. So many people are in this movie.
Yeah, there was one. All right, so do you remember when we go back to friggin' the boss, Lothos's lair? And he's got a chick named
Cassandra.
No, that's not the one I was thinking of. There's a girl named Charlotte that's in this. Do you know who that is?
Oh, Ricky Lake.
Yeah, which is weird because I was like, why does she look so familiar? Same thing with the
I remember seeing her.
The mechanic that Luke Perry quits and leaves. Yeah. I'm like, I know that guy. Who's that guy? It's like, that guy looks like Punisher. I think that's Thomas Jane. And then I look it up,
Tom Jane.
And it's Thomas Jane. What the hell, man? That's awesome.
Yeah, Ricky Lake was the cocktail waitress in one of the early scenes.
That's what it was.
Before she got like abducted and was a vampire. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what it was.
But yeah, dude, this cast list is wild.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
You have any more good?
No more good for me.
So the last thing I have is that this movie was co-produced by $100 Productions.
Yeah.
Who is the company that bought the script from Joss Whedon. Do you know who owns and runs $100 Productions?
Not a chance.
Dolly Parton.
Nice. National treasure, Dolly Parton.
And I think because of that deal, I think they produced all of the Buffy stuff, the TV show, the spinoffs. I think they produced all of it, which is just, I didn't know that Dolly Parton had a role in producing Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know that. There's a lot of stuff I really like about Dolly Parton. It's going to be hard for me to ever find something I don't like about her. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Dolly Parton is absolutely a national treasure. All right, so should we go on to the worst?
Sure. What you got?
Yeah, so my first worst scene that I wrote down, I don't have a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
But, dude, the opening scene is them at a basketball game.
So long.
And it's like they're like Buffy's a cheerleader. She maybe's the head cheerleader. I'm not sure, but they're doing a like dance at half court.
Yeah.
And normally when the cheerleaders dance, it lasts like 10 seconds because it's during a timeout.
Right.
This shit went on for like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes 48 seconds. I was like, what time? Then I was like, maybe it's a TV timeout because this is a really big high school, and it's I got nothing. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, they didn't have TV timeouts in 1992, and so I don't know why that. I don't know whose decision it was to make the opening establishing shot of the dance team be that long, but for a movie that was only 86 minutes, we could have lost 2 minutes of that 2 minutes and 48 seconds and we'd have been fine.
Yeah, totally. And they cut to the coach who knew nothing about basketball, which I think was the shtick. But his voice had some sort of like echo on it, and it sounded like he was yelling in an empty gym, and it kept bothering me every time he did it. But I liked that he didn't know anything about basketball. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I liked that too. There was so much going on in this movie that I didn't even capture it, but I remember him like he had a play drawn up on his little clipboard.
Yeah.
And they cut to him and he went, are we the X's or are we the O's?
Yeah, and that play that was drawn up was a football play on the whiteboard. Also, his hair was slicked back like friggin' Riley.
Like Pat Riley.
Pat Riley.
Yeah, that's my first worst scene. That shit took forever.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
did.
understand why.
I actually wrote that down too. And I just want to start by saying I realize that I am critiquing a movie called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Thinking back now, I should have realized this is a horror/comedy just by the name. But for me, it just, some of the, I know it was supposed to be jokes, and I know it's not supposed to look super real. Otherwise, you would have never watched it because it would have been too scary. But I don't know. I don't know if I just don't remember the 90s being like, there was just so many things that I was just like, that's so weird. I don't find that funny. I don't know how else. Like, there was other shit that I had problems with, like when they went to the graveyard for the first time, and he's gonna show her how to kill a vampire, but he never says that. But he's gonna show her how to kill a vampire. They left when it was like daytime, and then it's nighttime. How far away is that? So then I started, of course, you know how I'm rolling. So I'm like, all right, so she had cheerleading practice after school. Let's say it's 4:00. Now it looks like it's 10:00. Where is it, in Phoenix? That's how you can drive for 5 hours from LA and make it to Phoenix. So like,
Yeah, I will say you can drive for 5 hours in LA and still be in LA.
right.
But yeah, no, because the funny thing about that was that he was like, hurry, Buffy, you must come with me. And then it jump cuts to like clearly a long ass time later because it's pitch dark.
Right. That's, and so like there was a bunch of that in this movie where I was like, what the hell time is it? Like I couldn't tell what time the movie was. And I don't know why that was bothering me, but it was bothering me. But most of the stuff for me was, I don't know, just the jokes didn't land. Like, I know it was supposed to be funny that her Peter Tingle was menstrual cramps, but I was just like, I don't get it. I feel like I'm nitpicking. And I feel like now that I'm watching a movie for this podcast, I feel like I'm looking for stuff that I normally wouldn't see. And that's what's making me upset, like making me mad that I'm watching part of it. But dude, I don't know. Like, what was the deal with his handkerchief? Why did he keep taking it out and rubbing it on his face?
Dude, here's how into this movie I was when it came out. I owned the book that was the novelization of this movie, and I read it more than once. So I feel like it may have mentioned that in the book. Maybe he was sick. I don't know. But it clearly, he was using a handkerchief a lot. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
but honestly, I think like that's legitimate beef because I didn't understand it either. And also the whole like menstrual cramps being the way that like that's how she knows vampires are near. I think that's a legitimate thing to point out too, because I think that was played in this movie for comedy. If we're 30 years later, we can go, hey, the fact that girls have periods is not necessarily intrinsically funny.
Right. You can definitely make it funny.
You can, but it's not like what we would call enlightened humor.
Right.
It's like, oh, she gets a period, it hurts. High five. That's a good joke.
What movie was that where Whoopi was making fun of her period? Where she was a cop
The Player?
or something? Yeah, The Player. Good call.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, she was making period cute.
Yeah, she was making all kind of jokes about jumbo tampons, and we are just like, that's not Whoopi Goldberg's got way better jokes than that.
It's just, I don't know. Just some of the stuff I was just like, I don't understand. I don't know. Like Luke Perry, he's a mechanic. His hands were super clean. There's no oil anywhere on there. I'm supposed to believe he's a mechanic. Get out of here. The cheers that they did. I don't know why I expected them to be better. The words were horrible. Like
dribble, shoot, take that ball to the hoop. Okay, guys, that's good. I think that's a good cheer.
Yeah, that one is actually okay. What was the one that they were doing where they showed it during a game when she ended up spin kicking Teen Wolf's vampire cousin that plays basketball?
Yeah.
Whatever that one was that they showed, where the camera was like down low by her knees looking up at her doing the cheer. And it went on for like a good 25 seconds. And the whole time I was like, there's nobody that can hear this. Like all of those things, I think maybe I'm watching it through the eyes of somebody who's got to do a podcast about it. And I'm trying to like make myself step back and go, yeah, at least that was funny. And I caught a couple of those, but not very many. I don't know why. It was just...
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have stuff to complain about, but I do think one of the things that we want to do is like watch these movies from 30 years ago now that we're 30 years later. So, I mean, we
Right.
kind of got to point out stuff that if it came out now, we would think is weird. And
Right.
some of it is like dialogue that was cutting edge in the 90s is now really weird.
Right. I think there's a lot
Because
of
people
that
don't
for
talk
me.
like that anymore.
Right.
Like Encino Man and pick a movie. They just like people don't talk like that. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Any Kevin Smith movie from the 90s, people don't talk like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like all the slang is now different.
Right.
And 30 years from now, if we're still alive, we'll be making fun of how people talk now. Actually, we already do that the way that kids talk now. But like
Right.
that's just how it happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't care about that all that much. I mean, but I do think it's worth pointing out. Like this was a weird movie making choice, and this is a thing that we now know we probably would do differently.
Right. And those are the ones I tried to really stand out. Like there's a bunch of stuff I wrote down that like for instance, they were in the cemetery and I heard a loon, a bird call that they always play in scary movies. After reading this stupid friggin' article about how they put loons in every scary movie, I'm gonna have to find Vox did a whole video on it. And they show like how they put them, and like loons can't even barely walk on land, so they're only near water. And they were in a cemetery in L.A. So like now every time I hear it, I'm like, oh cool, that's not supposed to be there. But I don't know what. Like I just write it down now as a thing. Like those are the type of things that the minutia that I would want to fix and make sure it's right.
I mean, I don't know the right answer there because you're the guy who like fixates on continuity stuff and when you can see the stunt double, and I'm the guy who fixates on how many bullets are in a gun when people are shooting it. Like I know that,
and whether
if
there's
you've been
glass in
listening-
their glasses.
Yeah, if you've listened to all whatever 35 or 38 episodes, you know that we're going to keep saying the same shit over and over again. 'Cause
Right.
we're going to keep seeing it over and over again.
Yeah. I'm trying though to like write it down, but just like, okay, those are for my notes. And if it comes up, I'll bring it up that I wrote it down. That's really nitpicky.
It's super nitpicky, but dude, I think it's one thing to say like, well, the silencer noises were not good, so this movie is a 1 out of 10. No one should watch it. Or just like, hey man, in Lethal Weapon, everyone shot 9,000 bullets in every exchange, and that's not how guns work. And so
Nobody
if
ever
you're
realized
watching this movie, be aware that the gunplay is not what you would call realistic.
Right. No, I'm with you.
But if you don't care about that, because in the early 90s, everyone had unlimited ammo and unlimited weapons, then just like go along for the ride.
Right. And that's that's literally what I was trying to do. But for me, I don't know. Jokes didn't land like I wanted them to. I have a more sophisticated humor now. I don't know what the problem is with me.
You write down your funniest joke right now, and we'll read it in 30 years
It's
and
going
see
to
if
be
we
horrible.
still think it's funny.
No, it's not.
Of course.
No, I know. But I'm watching the movie now saying I'm not finding it funny, and I want to find it funny because the last time I watched it was 20 years ago.
But dude, this is why My Cousin Vinny and A League of Their Own are so brilliant, and City Slickers is so brilliant because they are still hilarious,
still
and that's
funny.
so hard.
How hard is it to make a timeless comedy that we can all enjoy about?
How hard is it to make any movie that 30 years later you're going, man, this thing's awesome. If it just was in HD, I would still watch this all the time.
That's the thing. For me, it seems like I can pretty much watch anything. Like in, I don't know, a year. Kat goes, oh my God, Buffy, I don't think I've ever seen that one all the way through. You want to watch that one? I would sit down and watch it with her. But I would have to be asked to watch this one again, I think.
Dude, you only got so much time to watch movies. I don't think you have to put this one at the top of your rewatch list.
Right. Agreed. So yeah, again, nitpicking and just, I laughed at some of the jokes. Most of the jokes for me didn't land, but.
I actually think that's pretty good for 30 years later.
Yeah, agreed. One more thing that I had at the bottom. And this will be for you and your job. I don't know what kind of OSHA violation they had, but when he picked up, I'm going to say Benny, when Pike picked up Benny and slammed him against the electrical box and sparks started flying everywhere, I was like, I wonder what would have to happen. How many bad things in a row would have to happen for when you push somebody against an electrical panel? That would happen.
If a vampire had done that to a human, I would have bought it because I would have just said, vampires are super strong. They pushed him so hard that they collapsed the metal electrical panel until stuff shorted out inside of there and then sparks went everywhere.
Right.
But when skinny-ass Luke Perry, who wears Kristy Swanson's size leather jacket, does it, then I know it's just movie magic.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely movie magic.
Because that thing freaking lit up like the 4th of July when
Yeah.
he shoved him into it. And it's like, that's not how electrical panels work.
Also seems like most of the lights would have went out in the gym or wherever they were, and it didn't.
One would think detention, detention, detention.
Detention, detention, detention.
I didn't have any effects or old tech. Did you have any?
No. Oh, I mean, unless you count the OSHA violation as a FX, but no, I didn't. And old tech, I mean, there's a ton of that, but not blatantly in front of everything.
All I had was the Doritos Light and the 2 microwaves.
Nice, good stuff. I want to try Doritos Light now. I don't know how I get my hands on that.
Yeah, same. Let me know if you figure it out. Political Incorrectness had a couple of small things.
I did.
One was the Buffy's boyfriend's friend just flat out sexually assaulted Buffy in the school hallway.
Yeah, I had that one.
And she flipped him over and was he wasn't upset at his friend for sexually assaulting his girlfriend. He was upset at his girlfriend for not needing his help.
Right. And then like after that, Andrew Lowry was pushed up against the locker. She finally let him go. And then he was just like, for some reason or another, just yelled it. He was like, let's go! Like he yelled it really loud. And then they left. The fact that he like got a complete handful and smacked her on the ass, that was pretty crazy. I couldn't believe he did it.
Agreed. So that was kind of weird. The only other one that I captured was Buffy stole a bike from a biker at one point, and the biker like yelled at her.
What did he yell?
He yelled at the dyke.
He said, "You're a dyke, and I'm telling the world."
Yeah, you're a dyke. I'm telling the world. I don't know if dyke is even a derogatory term for a lesbian because I hear them call each other that sometimes. But he definitely didn't say it in a way that was meant to be complimentary. So I don't think
it's a term of endearment that you should be using for people.
Agreed.
I'm not saying it's like the N-word, but we can call each other cracka, but not cracker is the thing. Yeah, I just didn't understand you're a dyke and I'm telling the world.
Yeah, it's not going to be a secret anymore.
What does that even mean? Like what?
I don't know. I wrote that down. I was like, hey, he's a biker. He's not supposed to be the world's most enlightened human 30 years ago. But I was like, well, we probably could come up with some better insults. But
maybe not 30 years ago.
People are still using gay slurs in 2022. So,
boy, are they. It's pretty bad in high school, too, especially in the poor area I'm in. But I don't have any other political correctness or any worst.
Cameos where he talked about a couple: Ricky Lake, Ben Affleck, Seth Green.
Yeah, I didn't have any cameos either.
All right, 5 questions. Is it okay for kids? If so, what age and why?
Dude, I gave it 11 or 12 years old because I think, like, you're right. It's kind of funny and it's not that gory. I'm with it.
Yeah, that seems about right. That's probably about the age that I watched this, and I'm terrified of horror movies, and I had no issues.
Yeah. I think I could probably show it to the kids.
Would it get made if it were pitched now? They've been talking about rebooting this movie since at least 2009.
Right.
I don't know that they're gonna anymore because of the Joss Whedon problems, and also because no one seems to be able to figure out who would write the script.
Right. I did know that it was going to be a person of color though that played Buffy.
Joss Whedon talked about if he redid it, he'd want to make the Slayer a person of color. And Sarah Michelle Gellar actually said on a panel that if they redid it, she thought it should be that too.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, I put that they're talking about making one right now, but it probably won't. And I think you're right. Now knowing the stuff about Joss Whedon, they might not ever get made. If they did, though, would you want another TV show or you want a movie? I
think it'd be cool to do a movie again, actually.
Yeah, agreed. Did you find some some recastings? Yeah,
I got some recasts. I got if we want to keep Buffy as like a blonde, bubbly cheerleader girl, I got Peyton List.
Yeah, good call.
From Cobra Kai. I think she could do obviously she can kick some ass.
Right.
I think she could play the blonde cheerleader.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do a person of color, I'm gonna agree with Sarah Michelle Gellar's recommendation, and I'm gonna go Zendaya.
Nice. She seems too old to play her as a high school chick, but maybe not, right?
Sarah Michelle Gellar was too, so it was fine.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was playing her as a sophomore in high school, and she was like 22.
Yeah. I put, if we were going to keep it blonde and bubbly Valley Girl, I went with Meg Donnelly, who's Disney. She's on this show Zombies that CC watches all the time.
Nice.
And if we weren't going to keep it blonde, but still going to keep her white, there's this chick Nell Verlique. Verlique, I don't know how to say her name. She's on this show Big Shot with Uncle Jesse that's on Disney Plus, where the girls basketball team. I really like her. I don't know if it's the character she's playing or that's how she really is. She's really good. But if we're going for a person of color from Blackish and Grownish, Yara Shahidi, she's freaking awesome, and she should definitely play it. What about Pike? Did you redo Pike?
I didn't recast Pike. Who do you got for him?
So I went with either Robert Pattinson because he's the right age. He would be the same age as Luke Perry, and for some reason he squints a lot like Luke Perry. So I was putting him in there. But then I realized
we know
that
he knows his way around a vampire movie too.
as long as they sparkle in the moonlight. Then I came across a name that I hadn't heard in a while, Elliot Page.
Nice.
I think that would be a good twist.
Yeah, that would work too if it's Zendaya because he's the same size, just same way as Luke Perry and Kristy Swanson are the same size. They could share a leather jacket.
Yeah, leather jacket, sharing it up. And then for Merrick, again, I'm going strictly by how old the person was, and that's where I start. I went Don Cheadle, and there is no other person besides Don Cheadle that I pick.
Yeah, Don Cheadle would be great for that. I had for Merrick just as the crotchety old person who trains the younger person and is really exasperated with him. I had Morgan Freeman.
Ooh, nice.
He's kind of too old for that, but I think he could do a really good job of it.
I'm trying to think of something that Morgan Freeman couldn't do a good job at.
Yeah, that's fair. And then the other one that I recast was Lothos, the head vampire, the Rutger Hauer. I wanted him to be a little bit more ass-kicking because there's a lot of karate fighting in this.
Yeah.
And I want Jean-Claude Van Damme. At age 62.
Does he still have does he do the
splits?
No, does he still does he have does he look like Jean-Claude Van Damme, or does he try to have the helmet hair like Rutger Hauer does and wear the cape and do all that stuff?
I think it'd be cool if he wears the cape and the shiny shoes with the spats, but then also he could fight.
Yeah. You lay out my formal shirts. Good stuff. I would watch all those remakes.
Yeah.
I hope somebody's listening so they can remake all the stuff we say.
Yeah, that's what they've been needing is for us to do some help with the casting. That's been the holdup.
That seems like a really hard job.
Can you still watch and enjoy this in 2022? I definitely can, but again, heavy nostalgia factor for me.
Right. I can 5 out of 10 enjoy it.
You enjoy it a medium amount.
Dude, this movie was mid, man. It's so mid. I hate the people I teach.
All right. Where can you find it? It's streaming on Peacock.
Wow.
That's where I watched it. You can also rent it anywhere you rent stuff, Amazon, YouTube, Google.
Yeah. What's next? Mighty Ducks?
Next up, The Mighty Ducks.
Hooray.
Gordon Bombay, Emilio Estevez.
Estevez. Soul Patrol. Don't. I know that you really like this movie, and I know you really like Mighty Ducks, and I've seen both of them one time.
I've seen both of them a bunch. I don't remember how much I liked The Mighty Ducks. I remember I liked it a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember you liking it a lot more than me, and me going, yeah, dude, that's great. I've never seen it. Do you want to watch it? And we never watched it. I don't think I watched it with you.
No, you probably have not. All right, that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you enjoyed, remember you can always give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll read the best of the best on future episodes. If we get good reviews, we will absolutely read them. If you want to chat with us about movies more, you can join us on Discord. All that stuff is linked through our website, movielifecrisis.com.
Absolutely. Via con Dios.
All I want to do is graduate, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
Buffy the Vampire Slater.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and remember, don't drive angry.